OBS is much
OBS.
more stable.
Okay. I'll download OBS real quick. But I've certainly got enough.
Hold on, let's come back.
Oh, are we good?
In mind. Behind.
Are we? Damn it.
Yeah, if oh, yeah, but just go to yeah, you're back somehow. Amazingly.
Are we?
Time is going. Can everybody in chat tell us if they can see images and hear voices?
Hello?
It's okay, you've got a delay on. Quite a pronounced delay, it seems like.
That's not good. It should have no delay. Or at least very little delay.
Also no visual.
Well, that's concerning.
1 second.
Okay.
Okay, people are saying yes, I can hear Arcrat, lovely. Seems to be stable again. Brilliant. Okay, you've come back.
Hooray! So I should start using OBS instead of Streamlabs, huh?
This happened to me. This happened to me in so many.
Okay. Because, like, my internet doesn't seem to be the issue. At least I don't think it is. Alright. Well, I believe we're back. And that is good. Alright.
Yeah.
So, where did we leave everyone off before things got wonky?
What was the last thing everybody in chat heard?
Yeah.
Second, I am
was about to do something potentially dangerous.
cool.
Oh boy.
And you'll yeah. Arcrat was about to do something potentially dangerous. Yeah. So the thing that Arcrat was going to do was had identified that the fire was near a wall, was essentially like a napalm fire, and was basically with the shot that explodes if it hits its mark, is going to aim at the ground next to the fire, not under the fire. Away from, like, the side furthest from the wall.
Okay.
And essentially, attempt a small controlled detonation to smother the fire with sand. And ground.
And ground. Okay.
Yes. Because I have a nasty feeling that if I try detonating for the oxygen on the fire itself, it's just going to send this napalm-like fire everywhere. So if I can try and smother the fire with a controlled detonation just next to it, that hopefully will deal with stuff. If nothing else, it creates a small hole on the ground which we can fill in later.
Yeah. All right.
And I'm not talking like massive like explosion as high as the thing. It's literally a case of, by the sounds of it. Yeah, it's like a controlled, like a sandbag exploding kind of thing.
Yeah, they're fucking like just you're using explosive bullets, not grenades.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. Yeah. So, you take your time. Should be. And there we are. So, maybe throw me 2d6 and take the best.
2d6 take the best. Okie dokie.
Mhm.
2d6. Nice, a 6.
Yeah, that your plan goes off without a hitch. It absolutely does exactly what you set out to do with it.
Nice. Does that affect the fire at all?
It does, yes.
Hmm.
It does seem to smother out the fire.
Woo!
Yeah.
So that's taking care of one fire.
Mhm.
Looking around, what are the other fires that are going on, and what looks like the most pressing?
Let's see. Beyond, there's still a couple of fires here and there, but the people seem to have them pretty under control.
Awesome.
Yeah. It's the aftermath of a battle. A lot of people are like looking over the wounded and the dead.
Mm,
And a few people are starting to try to, divide up the dead into like, oh, these were our people.
mm.
Yeah.
Would sort of turn to Havelock then, and it's like, I don't suppose you know the last rites that need to be conducted at all here.
Havelock just looks. I don't know how these
Just
people
thought,
are about things.
just thought I'd ask. Can we work out from what's happening? Is there someone clearly, or a group of people clearly, like leading the clear up and like burials and?
Yeah. There's a dude dressed in overall pretty nice stuff.
Okay.
And they're the ones who are seemingly directing everything.
Okay. Go up and says, "Hello there. We just got into town, and well, it seems that the welcome reception was not quite as welcome. We've done what we could to sort of help, and we'd like to lend a hand to anything you need done. I am Spencer. Your name?
Hmm. Ah. Yes, your help was much appreciated. Saw what you did during that fight. Was
Mm.
quite something.
Uh, quick thinking. I'd hoped if maybe there'd been a bit more intellect in them, it might have scared them, but it definitely seemed more like, from what we could tell, they were designed or maybe summoned to just be attack and destroy.
Hmm. That seems to have been the case. Damn Stitchers.
Hmm.
Well, the town's still here. That's what matters.
Indeed.
Eh,
I
You've
didn't
already
catch your
done
name.
more than. Oh. It's, how about. Um. Siegfried.
And Roy?
Stop it. Siegfried. I don't know. Yeah, no, just give Siegfried as their name.
Yeah, okay, yeah,
That is all.
Siegfried, yeah.
Yep. You're like, I'm the headman. People call me Siegfried.
Very nice to meet you.
Likewise. You've done more than enough, strangers. Can't ask you to bury our dead for us.
I wouldn't know the correct burial rites to do that, and I wouldn't want to offend anyone. We'd come this way looking for well, we're passing through on the way to a few things, but we had been told that there was a library or some sort of place of information. We thought it'd be nice to check out. Obviously, we didn't know if that was true or not, and certainly didn't know that Stitchers, was you called it, that they were going to be around.
Hmm? Where the hell are you from? You've never heard of Stitchers before.
Oh, forgive me. We call them the Sown.
That's a bizarre name for it. Well, whatever. Doesn't much matter either way. You're always welcome here.
Mm.
Not anyway. Not everyone would have stood up
Thank
and
you.
fought the way you had. If the town can be of help, we'll be sure to provide if we can.
And likewise, if it comes to it again, we'll be more than happy to help out again.
Hmm. What town was this? I want to say Heronvale?
You called this town. Sorry, I've forgotten. Sidebar that I'd forgotten whether it was known far and wide that they were called Stitches, or whether that was just something Havelock found out when he dug up the information.
Oh, something like that. Stitchers and ghoul callers are things here.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't know if that was specific to that area or if it was wider known to like the world at large kind of thing.
It's pretty wide, but like, I wouldn't worry about it too much. They just think you're some weirdo from far away. It's
Which
not
we
like
are,
this
to
man,
be fair. So
this man's barely left his own hometown.
yeah, that's true. And to be fair, like we are weirdos from out of town, so it's not as if like we're gonna leave much of an information. I feel like this was called Avison.
Avison was
something.
Nope.
Yes.
Avison was the name of
thing.
the angel.
Yes, it was.
Fuck it. Pretty sure it's Herondale. It's fine.
Yeah.
Either way.
Yeah.
Alright.
Yeah. Herondale.
Heronvale. This'll be fun.
Herondale. Lovely.
Alright. And then... Pater. God damn.
Yeah.
Alright. So... all of that aside...
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so, Doctor.
Yes.
For whatever it's worth, the fires you're headed towards seem to be dying down, not getting worse.
I'll be back in a second. I need to take a quick bio break.
No rush. And you seem to be... Although you do hear something that sounds a hell of a lot like a gunshot followed by an explosion.
Oof. That would be concerning without context.
Yup.
They're weird little raptor legs that aren't little at all. I don't know why I said that.
Yup.
But on their fun, not at all little raptor
They're
legs.
dummy, thick raptor legs.
They start sprinting.
Okay. Yeah, you just start eating up the distance. Like, you very quickly make your way to the edge of town. Especially at, like, a dead sprint. Like, we could say all of that was happening while you were sprinting.
Sounds good.
Yup. So, you're near the edge of the town. And, you hear, like, typical aftermath of big fight sounds. There's people shouting for, like, bucket chains for the fires. There's, people trying to start carting away the worst of the bodies and sorting out which parts belong to who. People screaming and crying over their dead loved ones. The typical aftermath of battle things. And in the midst of it all, you see Spencer, or you see Jameson and Havelock lending help where they can.
Am I correct in assuming that these people are all, like, human and or humanoid?
Oh, yeah. No, everyone here, as far as you can tell, is just a plain vanilla human.
Well, raptor legs are going to be a little awkward.
Little bit. A little bit, yeah.
So, the doctor is going to notice their comrades, and also notice, they're talking to people, and kind of like hang back, sort of stick into the shadows.
Oh, also, weird thing about Havelock, you can't see any of the book's marks on them.
That is weird. That doesn't seem right.
Yep. And they are surprisingly young looking without all the weird marks.
But they've been unmarked, and now they look baby.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's weird, and the doctor is unsettled. They've never seen Havelock without the marks.
Yep.
So the natural assumption is something went wrong here. But they also don't want to just be like, sup.
Yep.
Don't know what your color is, but look at my legs.
Yeah. Alright, and you do see Havelock, like, doing the occasional bit of magic to try to stifle the worst of the fires. They're helping. Meanwhile, Jameson is occasionally shooting the ground near fires.
The doctor is
I did that once. Thank you very much.
Yup. Yeah, and
Occasionally
Havelock is...
shooting the ground.
Yup. It's just a thing they do now. It's their new hobby. Just shoot the ground near fires.
Don't you dare Jaeger my character.
But yeah, Havelock is doing the occasional bit of magic to try to stymie the worst of the fires, and they're not the only one doing magic. There are a couple other people who are helping. But overall, it just seems to be a lot of, cleaning up in the aftermath.
Are there, like, loose rocks on the ground?
Oh my god, good. We had the same idea. And yes, there are. They're dirt roads.
I'm gonna pick up a rock and sort of toss it towards Havelock and Jameson.
Perfect.
God.
For fun, throw a d6.
You got it. Let's see.
I hope you end up, like, completely miscalculating it, throwing it completely straight up in the air and hitting yourself in the
Oh
face.
boy! Hey guys, I can become famous.
No, I'm banning that so you can't become famous. So.
Damn it, Arkrat, I was gonna be famous.
No fame for you. No fame for you.
Oh boy. Alright. So, how do you want this rock throw to go?
I'd like it to like... I'd like it to kind of ricochet off something sort of at shoulder level with either Havelock or Jameson, so they like notice the rock but not hit them.
Oh, okay. If you rolled a bad number, I was just gonna have it hit. I was just gonna have it hit Havelock in the face.
Oh my god!
Shut up, my OnlyFans page. Oh boy. All right, but yeah. So Havelock like sees this rock skitter off. It's like, what? And you threw it so it ricocheted off of something. Yes?
Yeah.
They then look at the wall where it would have ricocheted from in complete confusion.
The doctor slowly, like, sort of face palms. They're still wearing their visor, but, like, the motion is the same.
they're like looking at the wall in complete confusion, trying to see if like the wall cracked from the heat or something, and they're like checking the wall for cracks.
Must have been the wind.
Yup, must have been the wind.
Whose footprints are these?
Oh my god.
And then, like, you know, after like a good minute or so of looking at the wall, they're just like start looking around in confusion.
If Havelock looks like in the general direction of the doctor, from the shadows they will
Yep.
like wiggle their arm. Like the tentacly one.
Ooh.
Wiggling tentacles, it's that kind of game already, huh?
Oh, Havelock's like. Let's see. Do they notice? These are the real questions.
And yes, Arcrad, it's always that sort of game when I'm playing because I play the doctor and they just have wiggly tentacles.
Yep.
Ooh, woo.
All right. So yeah, I'll say they notice. They're like, they just see like from the shadows just some wiggly tentacles, and they're like, it's fun to watch Havelock's facial expression because the very first thing they say, like their first reaction is just delight, like delighted excitement, and then they're like, wait, caution. Yup. Havelock's knee-jerk reaction. Tentacles! Fine! Wait, could be danger. And, they start, like, slowly creeping towards the source of the tentacles.
Do I notice any of this? Either of them?
You might notice Havelock. Just, like, slowly walking towards something. You're not sure what.
Okay. I keep an eye on Havelock. I don't follow them, but I get my gun ready. No, I don't get my gun ready because there's no guns.
I mean, there are guns. You have them.
No, but the town doesn't. The civilization uses magic.
That's true.
Doesn't use guns, so no guns. No, but I've seen Havelock and others use magic, so I get ready to act the part of a spell in order to then fire my weaponry.
Okay. And, yeah, Havelock is getting closer, Doctor.
The doctor, like, kind of steps, like, partially out of the shadows so, like, you can actually see more than just, you know...
You
tentacles.
can see, like, one of Havelock's hands is, like, it looks like they're just digging around in their coat, but you know where their holster for their gun is. And then they see that, and they're like, Oh. Hello, Doctor. Yes, hello, Doctor.
Notice me, senpai.
And yeah, like, Havelock just immediately, like, pretty quickly jogs over after that, and, just walks into a shadowed alleyway. Out of sight of people.
Oh.
And that would be the last thing Jameson sees, unless they follow.
Well, I watched them stop and then kind of, like, jog into it. It's like, oh. They're either charmed or they wanted to go over there. Sort of head over there cautiously. Trying to make sure that Professor Whackbat doesn't see us do this, because the last time he did, he just charged in going tally-ho with a massive flaming ball of evil. So just gonna casually walk over there.
Yeah, Havelock's just like, Doctor. Lovely to see you. How are you?
Evening, Havelock. Sorry I appear to be late.
Oh, nonsense. You didn't miss much.
They look dubiously at the dying flames?
It's just listen. There was a zombie attack. Some of them exploded in fire. It was a time. Times
At
were
which
happy.
point, Jameson rounds the corner and goes, "Oh, Doctor, I'm glad you're here. You've missed so bloody much. Come out, we've got a lot to tell you."
Evening. I
Havelock.
am not quite sure I should.
Yeah, Havelock looks dubiously at the doctor's legs and like form overall for a second. Is like,
Oh,
something
yes,
tells
right.
me the locals won't take well to a meet and greet.
Yes,
can
no, you're
find
absolutely
it.
right.
A floor-length dress.
Give me a moment. And Havelock, he's like, it's not fancy clothes, but I can do you one just about the same, if not better.
Is it fancy pants?
Maybe. Could be a part of it. And Havelock, just sort of draws a bit closer to the doctor and puts out their hands and are like, so, give me your hands.
All right. And
Careful.
the doctor gives Havelock the hand and the tentacles.
Perfect. Havelock, like, shudders distractedly for a moment before they, like, compose themselves, close their eyes, and, are like, alright, visualize with me. How do you want to appear to these people?
All this and more on Nick's Only.
Rather quickly, the like familiar appearing appearance of the opposite arm to match the one that may or may not be their original arm,
Mhm.
and just regular ass human legs.
Yep. All right. So, and Havelock, you see the as they're working their stuff, you do see that the marks start to appear all over them again, and
Can you say that?
their eyes are closed, and when they open, they're just glowing the same color as the marks for a moment. And from their hands and also their eyes, there seems to be this like weird mist smoke just sort of emerges and surrounds you for a moment, and then when it clears out, you look as you imagined yourself to look. With maybe a few stylistic touches. And then the marks seem to fade from Havelock again, and the glamour sets itself back in place. And Havelock's just like, okay, that should hold up for a while.
That is remarkably convenient.
Glamours are something of they're a skill you learn to acquire quickly when you have eldritch markings all over your body. Won't fool anything that can see through glamours, but so I wouldn't try to use them on any actual supernatural creatures, but beyond that.
The denizens of this place look, fortunately, quite human.
Yeah, it's pretty normal here.
For the most part, and for the minute.
And you said zombies.
Oh yeah, there were zombies. That was a thing.
The infectious kind, or the
Frankenstein kind, I think?
They appear to have been compiled. Two types of them, Stitchers and Ghouls, and appears to have been made by necromantic means. One of them is currently lying as a corpse on a hill.
intact.
Well, intact as far as they can be. I mean, if you resurrect them, they certainly can't have children anymore, but that's not a real concern.
Oh, the Stitcher themselves, they...
Oh, you devoured them, didn't you?
Maybe a little.
Oh, okay.
I
Yeah,
did
okay.
gain, I do have a better understanding of how stitching works now, which,
I couldn't remember if that was the same one or a different one. Never mind.
Yep, no worries. Yes, the book and I understand a bit more about stitching. Might want to try my hand at it sometime.
Stitching.
Stitching. Reanimating, taking a bunch of different corpses and compiling all the best bits into one super zombie is the best way I can think to describe it.
Why, Hemlock, I could have given you some pointers myself if you were curious.
Oh, we are going to have so much fun together, Doctor. So very much fun. But all of that can wait.
So head back out and rejoin the sort of party doing stuff around town. I know that the Siegfried said that the cleanup was more or less complete, but is anything still in need of being sorted, or is it mostly okay?
It's looking pretty okay.
No worries. Okay. Looking so. Remind me of layout. Is there anything that looks like it? Like when the necromancer was saying like back this way, head this way, we're retreating, and all the sort of stitches retreated. Did we see where they went?
The creatures that are continuing to retreat have long since long since gone. But
No,
as
it
far
was
as you
more a
can
case
tell,
of,
they
like-
just ran into the woods.
Oh, okay, that was it. Yes.
What's to Grandma's house?
Yeah, I was kind of like, is there a again, I cannot remember from the description you gave. I've got some notes, I think, but rather than try to
No worries.
go through them, oh, you said it was a castle town, yeah.
Yeah, sort of.
It was, yeah, so there's kind of like looking for anything that looks, trying to remember if there was anything that was like a library or a large building that may have text in there that we can go and learn more about, like history from.
Oh, not too much, Kitty. Not too much.
Oh yeah, sup nerds.
Hello, kid.
We are not nerds, we are gentlemen.
And we are
A new
joined at
challenger
last.
emerges.
Welcome, Professor.
Apologies
Right.
for my grave tardiness. I had a prior obligation that got a bit
Wait.
hairy.
Oh,
I thought
these
the
things,
doctor was
they
here
happen.
already. Then how do you have a tardiness?
God damn it.
Thank you. Thank you.
I'll give you that one.
Yeah.
All right. So, it's just been a lot of cleanup. That's most of what you missed, and the doctor has joined us.
Excellent.
Havelock has glamored them up. Speaking of which, the doctor is dressed however you want them to be, Magi.
Probably to sort of match the village aesthetic.
That's fine.
It seems like the safest bet.
Yep. Alright, so they appear as you wish them to. And, that's that. So yeah, you look a lot like, just any other you look almost generic.
Which is wild, because the doctor has not been a generic looking NPC ass motherfucker in a while.
Mm-hmm.
They are in fact a generic character, you might say.
Alright. You get the... Like, from... It's a little weird, being glamored. Because you can both, like, if you reach down and feel your leg, it feels like a normal leg, but you definitely get the sense that like you don't feel weaker. You feel exactly as you did before, but everything just seems normal now. Is the best way I can think to put it.
Must say, Doctor, something looks different about you, but I can't quite place my thumb on it. Your new arm. It's not the haircut, truly.
Oh yeah, actually, yeah, you're not wearing a hood, or you're not wearing like a hooded cloak this time in your outfit. You're wearing like normal clothes. Vlog's like, huh?
You know what that means?
That's what it is. I can see your forehead.
Amazing. Amazing.
Yep.
Let me.
Was about to say, does the doctor have a face
The
after
doctor
all
does
this
have-
time?
Let me crop an image for you.
I'm very excited to see what the doctor's face looks like.
You should all be because they.
Face reveal. Face reveal.
Yeah, I haven't even let AJ see this, and they look.
Oh my god. S5.
They are always looking to upgrade.
My favorite of the meme pictures that has gone around is someone put Seto Kaiba's head on the top of a PS5.
Yes! I love it! Seto Kaiba's head on the PS5 is a fucking treasure of an image, and I love it.
Yep. It's kind of the most appropriate as well, given how much that thing is meant to cost.
Yeah. Ain't that the truth?
Yep.
Behold the doc. If Discord will send it.
Come on, Discord.
Reveal.
Huzzah! The doc looks so cool. Yes.
A gray square. Intriguing.
Mm.
What?
What?
It was just Discord being slow.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, same. I had the thing.
Oh, I just immediately got it. Oh, okay. Yay, SSDs.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, they look so
mean,
cool.
Yeah.
I have not seen this.
No, neither have I. This is rather lovely.
Mm-hmm.
I was specifically waiting for an in-game face reveal so y'all could get your peepers.
Is good.
Mhm.
Thank you.
Yeah, Havelock is just just grinning like an idiot and staring at the doctor.
Mm. Do you want to describe to chat what the doctor looks like, Magi, or keep that open to them, or?
Let's see. I'm not great at doing visual to descriptions, but I will attempt.
Yeah.
The doctor is a dark-skinned and freckled, kind of square-jawed individual. They've got short hair that seems to be dark brown at the roots, but goes white fairly quickly towards the tips, and their eyes are, I suppose if they're glamored, the eyes wouldn't be super fucking visible as a thing, but their eyes in the picture are blue, and they're a sort of light teal blue. And then towards the pupils, which are sort of flush shaped, because they do have modified eyeballs. So imagine them having to do those upgrades themselves. The center of their irises around the pupils do tinge red. And they've got some scarring from the extensive modification they've done, though it's not readily apparent what sort of jaw modifications they did do.
Cool.
Also, they were explicitly designed to be ethnically half black, half Japanese, so for
Ah,
like extended visual purposes.
Mhm.
nice.
Thank you. Oh yeah, I can actually probably just send you this full image into chat. Oh god, it's a mess. I did not organize this well. we can go ahead with the
No worries.
stuff while I do that.
Of course. All right. So yeah, beyond that, just looks like all right. So, if we want information on extremely old artifacts, the best place to go would be to the vampires. Yay.
Is this
Oh,
Nick or
wow.
Havelock?
Havelock.
Oh, okay. Just checking.
Who
Are they
has
hospitable?
generally. At least as far as I can tell.
Hmm.
They're definitely aristocratic.
Hmm.
Ah, bourgeois. This is a job for, adjust monocle, manners.
Indeed it will
This I have to see.
be. Enthusiasm, such vigor. Yup. Havelock's just so excited to
Monocles
go.
in chat.
All right, I'll dig out my old tourist's guide for translating English to Old English.
Oh god.
Oh no.
I need to brush up. I need
Oh,
to brush
yes.
up on my classical etiquette.
Oh god.
I am just gonna sit back and just let this happen for a little bit.
Looking forward intensifies. All right. So, that is certainly an entire thing. So, let's while we're waiting, just yeah, Havelock's like, I don't know about the rest of you, but I could do with getting some sleep for the rest of the evening
Hmm.
before we set off to meet the vampires.
Also, is
Seem-
this a metaphorical sort of vampire, or are there actually vampires?
Extremely literal.
Wonderful.
Oh yeah, no,
Very much.
actual immortal old vampires.
Hmm. With customs and declarations to go with it.
Oh yeah. It's just gonna be an entire time.
We'll need to find out if there's any particular weaponry we can use against this as well. Given that myth appears to be very much a matter of fact in the path of the course, so knowing what tools are going to work will be most helpful, as well as what in our arsenal might accidentally feed and imbibe them with powers.
Hmm.
That is very clever, and I agree. We should definitely take precautions to ensure we don't
Mm.
empower them.
I shall hunt for garlic braids.
Oh, there we go. um,
Mhm.
I in the bar, we were in the sort of tavern that we've been staying in. I approached the bar staff again, and so like, so We have discovered that we may have to go past an area where the the aristocracy reside, um, and if you had anything that might, or be able to direct us to anyone who might be able to provide us with weaponry for that.
Weaponry.
Or
Wait,
if
didn't we
that word
spend
is
the
perhaps.
episode before, like, gearing up
I
specifically
thought
to...
we got, yes, that's right. Sorry, I did. I got some things to do with vampires to do with that. You're right.
I
My
remember
mind
that.
is, yeah, my mind's been a sieve. Okay, I don't approach there. I just need to find the itinerary. It's fully now an episode of Critical Role. Like, literally forgotten the stuff I did a week ago.
Yep, that's a time.
Let's see. I had sticky rounds. I had. Why didn't I compile? Like, oh yeah, that's right. I was just doing it as a notepad while I was going along. That's why it's not compiled. I had I called them vacuum rounds, I think.
Yep.
Yeah.
Those
that's
are a
it. The
time.
vacuum. I had five shots of that.
Yep.
And I had sticky rounds as well. That's what we had. Cool. Okay, yeah. So we are good. But that, like, did we get anything specifically on these, like, certain vampires we're going to see in terms of weaknesses, or was it just a general, like, we're taking a grab bag because we're not entirely sure?
We're not entirely certain it's true.
Okay. In that case, I don't ask about weaponry. I ask about individuals who've had dealings with, quotations, the aristocracy, who might be good to talk to.
There's an incredibly skilled local artisan who has become of late a patron of the who is patronized by the vampires of late, or is it vampires have become their patrons of late?
No, patronized is I think is the correct usage. That word gets used for two different things entirely, but
Yep.
yeah. Okay. I get directions, I hope, then, to where this person might be. Oh God, Wasby. It'd gone very quiet for a second there. I was a bit worried.
Oh, no. I'm just trying to think of it. Oh, right. Oh, we're gonna learn so much about vampirism in Innistrad. Because it's very different.
Oh god.
Is it sexy?
Oh, yes.
Hmm.
It is extremely sexy
need
vampires.
some more. Okay, I'm gonna need some more coffee if we're going extremely sexy. Thirsts in chat.
Oh, yes.
God, Wasby really can find a pun for everything. Jesus.
No, I'm afraid they do not sparkle.
The Nebulous Collection.
Perfect.
Very good, very good. Collection, the Neckulous Collection.
Perfect.
All right, back in one moment while I'm looking forward to Professor Whackback's Guide to Etiquette.
Huh. I forgot there are entire, like, tracts of knowledge about what... It's a time.
Competing theories or the like.
Oh no, just like there's an entire thing I'm looking at that's like, oh, this is how vampires work. Like, these are these are the powers they have. This is how they work in Innistrad.
Right, right.
It's great. Hmm. Intriguing. Okay. So. The night passes. Or the night carries on for now. So. Yeah, in character, Havelocks. So what do we want to do for the day? Or for the rest of the
Doctor,
evening?
Doctor, how are you enjoying your first outing here on Innistrad? I noticed some of the stitchification that is being done by some of the residents of this plane. I thought that type of thing might be of interest to you.
Oh, it very much is. In fact, I have planned to see if any of the betterment adaptations.
They've given you some ideas then.
Not specific ones as of yet, but
Hmm.
it's always a good idea, I think, to observe new ways of doing things. Especially when they compare to my
Alright.
By the way, are you all well after that kerfuffle yesterday?
After our combat, it was positively bracing.
Yeah. Nothing too horrendous. Yeah, I think I've got the odd cut or scrape here or there, but I'll recover just fine.
For once, a combat that I did not take damage in.
It's true.
That was more of a luck than technique.
Sometimes that's kind.
And sometimes you roll like 5 1s and 3s in a row.
Sometimes.
Not that we'd know anything about that in recent past.
Nope, not at all. Alright. Intriguing. Alright. Let's see. So, that is how that will work. Good. So, there is I want to say just yeah, there's a local artisan who makes yeah, no, vampires are absolutely hedonistic in this world. They make really excellent furniture.
Remarkably specific, but I'll
Yup.
take it.
Yeah, they make really good furniture. And there is rumors flying around that this person is being patronized by vampires of late. And they're a few villages over. They're in a place called, how about, they're in Gaia Reach. There are a few towns there. It's apparently, from what you're hearing at least, it's a very mountainous area.
Charming name.
Mm-hmm.
The air here isn't terrible. Kind of pretty.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, so we're in the Stencia area of Innistrad.
Okay.
'Cause vampires. Yeah, there are a few towns around. Here and there. Ooh, that picture's actually gorgeous. And within it is just... There's mountains, swamps. It's gonna be a bit of a journey to get there. I low-key want to wait for Arkrat to get back before we set out properly.
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea.
Fair.
Yeah. Yeah. The area we're in now is not particularly close to the vampires. Let's see. Range. Okay. Nice. Okay. Yep. Just reading up on all the clans again. It's been a while. Or the vampire houses. Okay. So. But yeah, in the meantime, we can happily play out, just what's been going on, or what we're doing for the evening. So. Yeah, Havelock, makes their way back into the inn/bar where they've been,
Sorry.
Welcome back.
Welcome
You're
back.
fine.
No,
I'm
it's
sorry.
it's
I
been
thought
fun.
I thought I had more time. I'm sorry for the hold up there on the game.
No, you're fine.
worries.
It's totally okay. So, um, no, really, it's totally okay. So, um, Havelock, just sits back down at the bar, after everyone is gathered, and it's just like, so, yeah, we can hunt down rumors. Yeah, we'll have to go visit that artisan in the morning, I think. Or we can set out to visit them. It's gonna be a long fucking... It's gonna be a bit of a trek.
Mm-hmm. How far away do we reckon it'll be?
Eh... At least a couple of days on foot.
Hmm.
That will give us time to plan.
Mm-hmm. Do we sidebar? Do we have a map of the road, like between here and wherever this artisan would be?
Maps do exist. We do not have a copy of one. Maps are expensive.
Right. Proper cartography.
Yeah.
I haven't got a reference of the world. Can't make a picture. Fuck. So we know that the artisan does stuff for vampires. We know that they've recently come in to be well to do. Easiest thing in the world. I get up to I speak. Is the barmaid still about, or if yeah,
Mhm.
they're
Oh, yeah.
still doing stuff.
She's
like, bar
back in her
person.
bar.
Okay. Cool. So I go up to them and sort of say, like, it appears that we may be heading out in the morning or very soon towards, as it happens, where this artisan needs to be. We've not taken that particular road before. Is there anything along there we should be cautious of, or anything that we should look out for?
It's just, if you're traveling on the road in general, keep an eye out for more of the undead. Be cautious of vampires. They like to blend in with human society, and werewolves can be a time. But generally speaking, they're more peaceful of late.
Fair.
At least the ones around here are.
Indeed. Any
Wait a
towns
minute.
or anything?
Oh yeah, she'd like, oh right, now yeah, you do tell her where you're heading, and she's like, wait, you're heading towards Gaia Reach. Oh yeah, demons. Beware of the demons.
Demons. Huh.
Yeah,
Lovely.
literal demons. Come out of a giant crevasse in the ground.
That's heard stories, but not had the displeasure. Any particular methods of avoidance or combat is definitely not exactly the
Avoid
thing. Any tale I've
Ashmouth in
heard.
general.
Avoid Ashmouth in general.
Yep. It's in the middle of the. It's in the middle of. It's a place. It's in the mid. She's like, it's a place. It's in the center of the Gaia Reach. It's in between Hofsaddle and Needle's Eye passes.
Let me write these places down.
Yep.
So demons, Ashmouth, center of Gaia Reach. Is that what you called it? Gaia Reach? Okay,
Gaia Reach. G-E-I-E-R.
And between, what were those two towns you just said?
Those are passes through the mountains. Hofsaddle, Hofsaddel, and Needle's Eye is the other pass.
Needle's Eye.
Yep, they're mountain passes.
Lovely. And I would imagine by the names Needle's Eye is quite a thin pass, the kind you have to be on foot one person after another.
Yep, it's narrow and treacherous and a deadly path because of the presence of vengeful geists on the route.
Vengeful guy, so lovely, yes.
As well as its proximity to Ashmouth and its devils. Humans will take
Oh.
it only in the event of emergencies in neighboring valleys. Yeah, like, avoid those passes. It's dumb
Sure,
and dangerous. She,
Sure. Yeah.
She advises you, go to ZL Pass is, it's safer. Sort of.
I'll take
Uh,
safer over no safety.
Yeah, it's, just try not to fall. It's
And
a hell of a fall. Don't.
ah, when you say hell of a fall, big crevasse in the middle of the ground, or have to get up a mountain to cross over it?
A lot of switchbacks on the edge of a mountain.
Oh, I do hate switchbacks. But it is, as you say, the safer of the two, if no
Yep.
demon occupation.
Yo,
If
still
we're
haunted
leave-
as
if
hell,
we're
but, you know.
haunted.
Yeah, it's still haunted
Oh.
as hell by geists, but, you know, they're mostly geists who've died trying to travel it. So,
Oh, right. So it's a lot of watching them repeat and wail themselves more than anything. By which I mean watching the spirits of them try to cross over, die, repeat again and again ad nauseum.
mm-hmm.
Well, I'll try to remember that if I try to sleep around there. Okay. Zeal's Path, safer of the two, a lot of geists. Be careful of that. Demons in Ashmouth, avoid entirely. And Hofsaddle. Hofsaddle and Needle's Eye, avoid that as well.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Good to know. Lovely. Can I get another wine before we head out?
Oh, absolutely.
Hmm.
You did a lot of
Oh.
good for the town. Thank you.
Thank you. 1 second.
Hmm?
Go back over to the table. It's like, Doctor, would you like a drink?
If we're going to be traveling, that doesn't sound like a bad idea.
Your particular beverage?
I'm not picky.
Hmm.
Something disgusting that they usually have a hard time getting rid of.
Oh. Professor Whackback, what were you drinking last night?
Something dark and heavy. I believe it was the equivalent of a loaf of bread.
There we go. I'll
Yep.
get one for you as well, Doctor. I go back and get the round in from last night, plus one of whatever Whackback was having for,
All right.
for the Doctor.
Excellent. Okay. So, yeah.
Hey.
So they come back with many of those.
Okay. So come back. I go back and say, right. We definitely want to head to somewhere called Zeal's Pass. There's apparently a section along the road towards the artisan called the Ashmouth, the center of Gaia's Reach. It's between what's called Hofsaddle and Needle's Eye, but it could be between the back end of Beyond and a black hole for all we care, because it's full of vengeful geists and demons. So, we want to avoid all of that and head towards Zeal's Pass. A lot more geists, but seems to be more the kind to stand there and go, oh, woe is me, whatever shall I do, whatever shall I do. It'd be like watching the collection's rendition of Shakespeare, basically. You know, keep a weapon to hand, but mainly they're just going to make a lot of noise.
Fuck. God, I want to start writing short stories of some of this nonsense. It'd be so fun.
Do it!
I will. I've done
Also,
it before.
Feel for as a sidebar. Forget that. It wouldn't do that. So, yeah. Okay. So yeah, pass on this information. I start. Oh, actually, no. I take a piece of paper and I start to pencil like a map of kind of like very generic stuff of like we are here, like the name of the town and where we're heading to, and like roughly a direction and stuff along the way to watch out for.
Mm-hmm. All right. In that case... So you're like actively writing a list of things to look out for now?
Yes.
Excellent.
Yes, I'm writing it like not just like me writing stuff. I'm making an active list of like map specific like things of like go this route kind of thing. Avoid that
Mhm.
route. I
At
don't
some
like
point,
the way you
Doctor
said
is like,
Hmm?
so what are we doing here?
We are looking for a particular artifact called the Soul Gaze Lantern. It's a box style lantern, and we are attempting to find it to deal with some rather unfortunate business. While we were paying a visit to them who is most boring in the labs, we discovered that these Avalon items essentially cause a resonance, a very eldritch resonance. And it appears that there may be a connection between the two.
Hmm. Soul Gaze
Yeah.
Lantern.
I think that's about the best info for the rest. The rest was a lot of stuff to do with this being under an aristocracy, started by a vampire called Soren Markov, created a guardian Avison to prevent overhunting of human cattle because you want to make sure you get your burgers at the end of the day. People rallied around them, became a symbol of hope and people. Eldritch beings then started arriving, corrupted a lot of it. Tentacle monstrosities. The angels themselves became corrupted, slaughtering a load of people. Height of the power, the church turned into an inquisition of sorts, and we all remember what those were fun. And the
Right.
spawn of those beings are apparently out there in the wilderness, which my money's on whatever the demons are, that's what the Eldritch abominations are.
Oh. Oh. Right. That. Quick thing, because I forgot about the demons when I gave the info dump about this place to be with. No, the demons and the Eldritch things are distinct and different.
Ah, okay.
Wow, this place has everything.
Yes, it's almost as if the person who created it just threw a whole box of shit at it.
Yeah, they wanted Germanic Gothic with angels and demons, and it's great. There's zombies
if you
and
just
ghosts
want
and
it-
werewolves
Look,
and
Look,
Hmm?
if you just want gothic and hentai, go on Tumblr like the rest of us.
You can still find Hentai on Tumblr?
Yeah.
You looking?
Yeah,
uh,
seriously.
like, fun fact, that whole like purge thing the Tumblr did jack shit. There's still like 90% up there. You just don't type in the things you would normally type in, it comes up.
Well, shit. Guess I
Yeah.
might have to go back to Tumblr after all.
Feigning surprise.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shock horror to the surprise of no one. A very blanket cover, which didn't really target anything specifically and was done by algorithm, didn't really do jack shit to a lot of stuff.
What a surprise.
That sounds about right.
It's weird tags now, says Kitty, who is knowledgeable on a lot of these things. So send
Oh,
her a
of
DM
course.
if you're interested.
It's
Oh, yeah.
true. She's very knowledgeable about all of this.
Too knowledgeable.
Kitty, where are the tentacles?
I require them immediately.
1 second, I'm updating my notes to say also demons in capital letters.
Yeah, also demons.
Can't-
You know what Innistrad still doesn't have is goblins.
It's true. It still doesn't
I'm
have
not better.
goblins.
No, not better at all. Yeah.
No. You know what does have goblins? Ravnica. Ravnica has goblins.
That's true.
Well, we're not playing Ravnica, so get over it.
Yet. Anyway. Never.
No, I'm talking to Nick on that one.
Also never.
Except yeah.
Yeah, I mean, what you can die mad, AK.
All right. So, yeah. So the night passes. I assume everyone goes back to sleep. for a little while.
Yes.
Everyone
Well,
rests.
We take turns doing watch again, I
Of
presume.
course. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
To be safe.
Yes.
And after some nice rest, you're up and about. You're definitely up a bit later than normal, but you know, you've been fighting zombies last night, so fuck it.
Do I still have human legs?
What's up?
When I wake up, do
You know exactly when Havelock loses consciousness because all of the glamours just disappear. I definitely want this to be
Amazing.
like the Jace Beleren thing where he's always naked and just glamours clothes onto himself. So that when he's unconscious, he's also just naked.
Amazing. While conscious, as is the tradition
Mhm.
of Jameson Spencer, they take a Sharpie and they just draw a tiny little line on their back. Like,
Oh no,
just a
Havelock's
tiny
clothes
line.
are real, but like...
Oh, I thought
Oh,
you
no.
said, like...
No. I wanted the glamours to be like the Jace thing. Jace glamours clothes onto himself because he's a fucking idiot.
Oh, okay. All right, that's annoying. I was
Jace
hoping that-
Beleren, omnipotent mind mage, is a punk ass bitch. Just saying.
I don't know who that is at all.
It's fine. Anyway.
what is that?
It's okay. You're not missing much.
Yeah, you're really not. You're really not. But yeah, no. Havelock. Some of their clothes are real. Yeah,
Well,
Wasby understands.
Well, in that case, on the back of the foot, because I presume they're not wearing. I want to draw a little sharp being place that they can't get rid of.
God.
Nah, we'll leave it. We'll leave it. Another time, though.
Yup.
And
What?
Hmm?
Oh, you just broke up on me real bad there. What?
oh no, I said I said another time. That was it.
Ah. All right. So, the next day comes, and
The sound was distorting, is what chat is saying.
yep.
A thing all over.
Oh dear. Yeah, it's a thing that seems to happen now and then.
Mm.
Yeah, maybe we'll try OBS next time instead of Streamlabs and see if that helps.
Your mic be being weird. How dare?
It sounds like it's being weird.
So it's always weird when I'm speaking to you on these games.
Yeah.
Why can't I
Maybe it's less
do?
of a mic thing and more of a connection thing.
It could be a connection
Potentially.
thing.
Potentially, yeah. I am across the Atlantic.
Yeah, there is that. I could
Yeah.
try doing
nothing I
something
can-
real quick. See if it helps. Yeah, Discord is possibly being a dick. Let me see if I can swap the
Ding.
servers.
No.
Discord.
Yep, Discord indeed. We're gonna try.
If it were my mic, you would hear it when I was streaming as well.
Yeah, it's
I
definitely an
think
audio, or it's definitely a
an-
connection thing.
It's a connection thing.
Now we wait a sec for the connection
Skype
to
for
reset.
interviews.
There we go.
Hello.
All right,
How
how
am I
are we
sounding
now?
now?
Better.
You sound very clear now.
Lovely. What did you
Yeah,
do, Nick?
feels tiny
Oh,
little
I just
better.
changed the region of the server from US East to US Central. That
Huh.
that sometimes works.
Yep. It has worked in this case.
Nice.
Yep. All right.
No one wants to fuck Discord, Kitty. That's not a branch of Tumblr.
Yeah, no.
Don't look that up, anyone, for the love
I'm-
of God.
No, you couldn't pay me enough money to put my junk in that. No. It's not happening.
Okay, so now that we've discussed fucking Discord, cool.
God damn it, must be.
That's an amazing 1-2 punch there. Okay, so are we? You know, are we night or are we still on watch for the night? What's happening right now?
The night passes without any further events.
Cool, cool.
You've had your excitement for the evening.
Yeah. By which I mean I've taken a look and gone, not this time, but in the future, and then just carry on doing my watch.
All right. So, yeah, off. So yeah, day comes, and oh god. Oh no. No, never rule 34 Moogles. No.
Oh no!
No. Oh my god!
Taking Kupo to a whole new level.
God, no, stop. Please, no. There's that Dark Knight quest where you just punch a Moogle. It's the best quest in the game.
Don't say that in front of Moogle Sue.
Moogle Sue. Sorry, not sorry. Exactly. But no, yeah, it's a fun quest. Anyway. Listen. Not all Moogles. Anyway. So. Yeah, morning has come. Morning comes and goes. Everyone needs rest. It's pretty late morning by the time everyone's ready to get up and do things. And that goes for the rest of the town, too.
Sure. Yeah. And off by the town. I like this. I said that the morning is written off by the town. I like this.
Oh, yeah. Listen, you get attacked by zombies. You're allowed to just write things off.
Yeah.
And, morning comes. It's, morning is less jubilant than you'd imagine. People are still digging graves and sorting out bodies, but overall, things are happening. Though, graves seem to be a pretty serious issue, actually. People are doing that long before they're doing anything else. And, yeah, you notice a lot of the headstones, even the ones that were really old in the cemetery, are, astonishingly well-maintained.
Acknowledge that that's happening and sort of think possibility of maybe they use magic to keep things going well, or is this a case of like you can like how far away am I to be able to tell that they're very well maintained?
It might have been even now, like, you see people making new ones, and they're, like, clearly, being enchanted. But, like, you also just see people going out into the cemetery and just, in addition to setting up new plots and, like, placing new stones, like, very carefully and reverently and all that, they're also, like, scrubbing off all the old ones. And, like, like, marking out any that, like, have cracks appearing in them or anything like that.
Go for a quick stroll while waiting for the others to sort of go up and go into to the cemetery.
Yeah.
And find so how many people are in? There's a couple of people marking and checking, like making notes of.
Mm-hmm.
One has this hairline crack and needs repairs. Da da da.
Mm-hmm.
Is there someone who is like clearly leading this group, making like notes, taking notes from everybody, or?
Not really, no. This seems to be just a thing
Okay.
people do. They seem used to it.
Cool. I just go up to someone and go like, I'm terribly sorry for your loss. My sincerest condolences.
Yeah, well, that's life, innit?
I must say, it feels a bit like life is flippant in some areas, but I've never seen a churchyard maintained quite like no decay on any of this, even beyond the standards of magic. This is a incredible.
They're looking at you like a bit strange. For like they look at you like, what do you fucking mean? For a minute. And then they go back and they just shrug and they go back to their work and they're like, well, you know, don't want anyone making any reappearances.
Hey.
Oh, forgive me. It's the methods we have employed are to sort of keep them sacred, but be aware of just to sort of mark out the areas so that reappearances are notified and catalogued as best as possible. We found for us it didn't help however you maintain them, but everyone appears to be different. I've seen they got rid of the stones entirely. It seemed to be that as long as the ground was salted and cared for and sacred, sanctified, it would be the best method for them. But
that works.
I just carry on rambling at like as many different random things, but like while not looking at them, while almost looking like melancholic and direction. Of like this guy is literally the train spotter of graveyards, so that whoever is speaking to me doesn't want to speak to me. Like literally acting like an anorak about graveyards.
Yeah, they're like just being weird.
Yeah,
they're
and
like
just go, fascinating, simply fascinating, then just wander away.
Yep. They're like, that's all real interesting. Wish literally any of that worked here.
Mm.
Where are you from, anyway, stranger?
I've already walked off.
Oh, god damn it!
Like, I literally, truly fascinating, walked off. So I've basically like listed off like 14.
Oh my god!
Like, and the great thing about gravestones, if they're 3 inches cubed thicker, and then just walked off. Well,
oh
like
my
just
god.
again, just acted like a complete and utter like catalogs numbers kind of thing, and then just left because the thought process was like, I down on just being very peculiar because otherwise they're going to like if I can be the most boring and weirdly like geeky about graves, they're just gonna like think I don't want to speak.
Showing you my collection of graveyard stamps.
Yeah, pretty. Wellsby gets it.
Yep, pretty much.
Yep. So like I'm just so basically
right.
like for all intents and purposes, actually someone who's like, and the great thing about stamps has like spoken to them at length for 30 minutes without stopping.
Oh god.
Yep, that's the reaction that they had.
Oh god.
So they don't care where I'm from as long as I'm not next.
Yeah, you know what? Exactly. Like they just get back to their work and like you don't even give them a minute to you don't even give them like a point to break in and be like, "Great, I need to get back to work." They just awkwardly
absolutely.
sidle off.
Yeah. And so then I go back and I have a bit of breakfast while I wait for anyone to come down if they haven't already come down.
Yep. They just cough. They just cough into their hand, turn their collar up, and can sidle off to continue their work.
Yep. Because if like easiest way for someone to not want to ask you questions is to boring and terrible person to speak to again.
That's valid.
Works against town guards every time. You might not get into the place, but you won't get arrested.
Valid.
If they arrest you, they're gonna have to listen to you while they like process you. And put you
Yeah,
in jail.
yeah, absolutely. As a great line from the Sherlock Holmes read from yesterday is like, if people that you're like, it's a chore to like, if you feel like you want the information, you want it. So the reverse of that is like, if it's a chore to speak to you, they don't want to speak to you. Cool. Okay, so yeah, I'm having a meal while waiting on the others appearing.
All right. So Havelock eventually wakes up. And I presume the others will wake up in their own time. Havelock, for their
I've been
part.
up since dawn.
Oh, God.
Oh my god, Dio!
All right. So, Havelock throws on their clothes. The glamours are all back in place the moment they wake up. They like run a comb through their hair, tie it back in a braid it back again, and then call it a day. And then head downstairs for some food.
The doctor rolls out of bed looking fine as hell.
Yeah, they do.
How dare you? I want them to roll to see if they roll out of bed looking fine.
You know what? You know what? I'll accept that challenge.
Alright. I want to see how this plays out.
I rolled a 3.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Doctor rolls out of bed, looking pleasantly tousled.
Looking better than still rolling out of bed.
All right.
That sounds about right for them.
Mm-hmm.
Havelock does make their way down into the bar.
Hmm. Oh, good to see you, Havelock.
Morning.
Hmm.
Or Havelock like fishes around in their pocket for a watch that isn't there for a sec before like looking annoyed, or whenever it is.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's difficult to tell with the sky outside anyway.
The doctor says time is an illusion as they like come over to like sit down.
Some powerful non sequitur. Time is an illusion. Where's my fucking breakfast?
It's an illusion. Breakfast is cancelled. Ah, okay, no, don't say that.
Oh. And suddenly everything was on fire.
The doctor is hungry, and when
Do
they
not
get hungry, they
cancel
get-
breakfast.
Yeah, no, it sort of slides a plate across. It's like, there you go.
Thank you. Good morning.
Interesting
Indeed.
customs going on here.
Customs?
With the management of churchyard, it seems to be maintenance of all sorts of graves to keep sound.
So this is a frequent problem.
It's quite unusual for anyone not. Apparently, if you they don't want to speak to you. Quite good for getting out of problems.
That's how I've always gotten people out of my lab.
Except Professor
Before the-
Whackbat.
he is one.
It'll take more than that to keep me out of a lab.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And Havelock decides it is time to start their day with some breakfast. So, they... Hmm?
A toast.
Mm. Yeah, they have some tea and yeah, eggs and toast, I think.
Hmm.
And maybe there's some meat. There's probably meat. What kind? Who knows? Don't ask questions you don't want the answer to.
We didn't see the animal that got turned in.
The doctor says, "Well, it's not human," and continues eating.
Lock just shrugs.
I mean,
Good
if
enough for me.
If we are describing breakfast, Spencer as Wasby's got soothing jasmine.
Ooh, that sounds
Spencer has what could he get here? Breakfast.
There's
There's like a they would have had like a soup or a stew or something.
yeah, there's still eternal stew. That never goes away.
Eternal stew. Or eternal stew.
All right.
Because it's late enough in the day when they get up, like in the morning, be a pot on. So
Oh, the pot never leaves
Presumably.
the fire.
makes it eternal. Yeah. Okay, eternal stew it is.
All right.
Oh, and fills let's see. Yes, fills some cantinas with eternal soup, pays for it, but fills it and then hands companions.
Ah,
excellent thinking.
some lunch for the road.
Something for the
Lovely.
road.
Yeah,
Mhm.
we'll want to grab more provisions before we head out.
Mm.
I think.
Yes.
It's been a while since I've gotten to travel afield.
Haven't been
Well, we'll just look.
out and about in a while either.
It's a spot of shopping in markets then, and then heading along the road.
All right. Yeah, once breakfast is concluded, Vlog gets up and is like, let's do our shopping. Get
Go!
Indeed. Yeah. So there's like a small, like, little market area that's been set up. There's a few stalls. There's also a few conspicuously empty places where or some empty stalls that look like they would have been occupied. But, you know, the butcher is still alive and, like, hawking meat.
Oh no.
What?
Nothing.
Okay.
I mean, you've literally just said there were a couple of stalls that don't appear to aren't there, but you know the butcher is still hawking meat. Are you
Stop.
implying that there's Sweeney Todd?
Oh, gods.
Because that's basically what you just said.
I wasn't until now.
See, I was interpreting that as, you know, don't want to let all that zombie meat go to waste.
There is that as well, but it's the way you said it just implied that like people here, but you know the butcher turned them into sacks of meat.
Hot damn. Listen, who knows? I'm not giving you answers to these questions. Oh, you'll have to find out.
Oh God. Okay, avoid it.
Havelock immediately walks over to the butcher's stall. Nah, and there's several animals or several carcasses just hanging from hooks, that
Okay.
the butcher is just cutting meat from. And
Yeah,
Havelock comes back with like several wrapped parcels of smoked and cured meat. And a few coins later.
Hmm.
Havelock's like, well,
Uh,
got protein. We should probably get some hardtack and whatever else we can want/need.
Hardtack ramen.
um, a general goods store, things that sell like
Hmm.
expecting or camping,
Yeah.
or
there's
you
gotta
know
be.
something that sells the provisions you need for like walking on the open hard road.
Yeah, there's gotta be a place that sells stuff like that. Yeah, we can try the general store.
That's the term. Thank you.
There's totally one of now. Perfect. All right. Yes, you walk
How
into.
it works, indeed.
Yep.
That's how it works in RPGs.
I loved Borderlands 2's the RP DLC was so good. Tina, there's no tavern here.
Yeah.
Give me a second. Boom, and like smoke, just a cloud of smoke, and suddenly there's a tavern in the game. I fucking love that shit.
Yeah.
All right. Teapots. I just use a coffee machine to heat water, and then use one of those like Tivana. I got a fancy-ish thing from Tivana that's pretty lovely for tea.
You're a monster.
Yep, I am in fact the worst.
Cool. Going.
Micro-
I am looking.
Ugh.
In
No.
and pour in half a pint of milk.
Milk is not
Um,
for tea to begin with, so no. Ugh.
Okay, so in the general store, I'm looking to.
I either drink my tea
Let's
straight
see.
or just with sugar.
Oh, okay. And whiskey.
Well, yeah, I mean, listen.
Yeah. So general store is because like,
Mhm.
let's see, because what we got some provisions, but some of it was procurable. It was mainly just the arsenal that we picked up.
Yeah.
So I get hold of rope of a decent length,
Mhm.
sort of like a pickaxe or a shovel,
Okay.
and firelighters, or kindling of such.
Mm.
I don't specifically ask for matches or a thing.
Let's see.
Would they? No, I don't ask for candles because I'm afraid that I'll ask for something, and one, I'm afraid that they'll actually have a stock of like very archaic ones. But two, if I start asking for candles, I think they'll start to wonder if I'm like trying to do a ritual of some kind. Let's see. I've got water thing, so yeah. So a shovel or a pickaxe, rope. Yes. Anything like tent hooks, tent pegs.
Just wrought iron spikes. They got that.
They'll do. They'll do. Get about. Do they come in a box, or is it literally you have to specify how many?
You can specify how many, but like,
Okay.
yeah, they don't come in boxes or anything. They're
That's fine. Yeah.
all right. Yeah, rope
I
is
wasn't.
easy
I
enough
wasn't
to
sure.
get.
I wasn't sure when you say rail spikes. I don't actually know how long those are.
Not-
so I like.
Not like rail spikes. They're just
Mhm.
stout iron spikes, with loops at the end,
okay.
if you prefer.
Yeah. No, that's fine. 20 of them.
Sure.
A hammer. A
Of
hammer
course.
for like
Yeah.
tacking in. So yeah. And no, won't need that. Yeah.
All right.
Actually, won't. Yeah. So I'm getting a lantern as well.
Oh yeah, you'll want a lantern. I was gonna mention
Is-
that they are for sale there.
Yes.
There
So
are
yeah.
some
So
quite
essentially
lovely
collecting.
ones.
Oh, fantastic. Tr- yeah. So I get a nice sturdy lantern. Again, shovel or pickaxe, depending on what's available.
Mm.
Decent amount of rope. And the 20 of the rail spikes plus hammer.
All right, good stuff.
Oh, and of course, like 2 satchels. Or 2 bags, basically, like have a sack or something. One to keep most of the items in, and the other for additional prospecting or whatever.
All right. So dude's looking around for like basic equipment. Is like looking around for like, I've got a and they happen. They're like, we're not a mining town. I don't really have any pickaxes, but let's see. I think I've got. And they like rummage. You hear them rummaging around in a back room for a bit, and then they come out holding like an old but really nicely made mattock.
What's a mattock?
Mattocks are, let's see. Best way I can describe them is they're a pickaxe blade on one side, and I forget if it's an axe blade
Oh,
or...
it is. It's a hand tool used for digging, prying, and chopping, similar to a pickaxe, long handle, stout head,
Sort of a
combined.
mining hammer in a sense.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a minus crowbar. Okay, cool.
Mhm.
Oh, it's a cutter mattock is similar to a Pulaski. It's also commonly known as a grub axe. Okay.
A mattock is a
not-
broad
I-
adze horizontal
name of the
blade,
thing.
usually with a pick or an axe at the other end of the head.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'd never heard of. I didn't know that's what they were called. Okay. Yeah.
Mhm.
That's perfect.
Yeah, I figured a mattock would actually suit your purposes better anyway.
Okay. Cool.
Having had to dig a hole or two in my time, I find mattocks quite efficient.
Perfect. It's I'll need for the road. For a few. And this is a long shot, and well, I've got up for it. I don't suppose you happen to have a map of the area.
Run that by me again. Your connection went out just at the wrong moment.
Basically, I'm asking that, like, I've said to the guy, or said to the person, I don't got a bit of saved up money. Do you happen to sell? Do you happen to have a map we could buy?
Ah, a map. Okay. Yeah, I literally heard. Do you happen to have a of the area?
Oh, sure, yeah.
I'm like, what?
Yeah, the vital word.
Yeah, the most important word in that sentence is the one that gets cut out, of course.
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
Guys, All right, we're
Again,
rolling for this one. Let's see.
That's the thing, is like, yeah, based on the fact that from what I was told in the bar that maps are few
Yeah.
and far between and expensive as shit.
Yeah, a good map
Like,
made on
it's
like
like,
something
if
that'll
they- if-
actually hold up and last.
Yeah,
It's hard to
well,
get.
yeah, it's kind of like, or even if they've got one, I suppose, depending if they've got one and they're not willing to sell it, Spencer will absolutely take the time to just copy the damn thing.
Yeah. So no, but so he doesn't have any maps for sale.
Hmm.
He does know of someone in town who does amateur cartography. Nothing too impressive. They fancy themselves something of an explorer, and the town uses them as a scout.
Hmm. Well, that's-
Yeah. Town uses them as a
that's-
scout to go to lead trade caravans.
well, that's good enough for my needs. Thank you very much. And pay them for the goods and
Mhm. Oh,
the
what kind of
information.
rope do you want, by the way? If you have any preferences.
hemp or stronger. At least 50.
Okay. That's
Silk would be
doable.
ideal if we have it.
Yeah. Silk rope's a bit pricier.
I do
but you
ask.
can
It's
get it.
like, yeah. Oh, okay. Based on the funds we took, do I have enough to get this?
Yeah. So
Silk
when it's
rope?
a bit pricier, it's like a few more coins. Coins are like one solid gold coin is like a lot of money.
Okay.
That is like an entire
mhm.
night for all of you and also food.
Sure. I ask if okay, so yeah, how much do they have? Do they have enough for like 80 foot of it, like two lots of 40-foot rope?
He's like, yeah, I got spools of rope for it. If you're
Uh,
had a trader
I say,
come in
like,
last week and sell these here.
Really?
Yeah, had someone from next town over come
Hmm.
in and sell them. Traded him some it was like traded him some of the last of or some of the better tools I had for it.
I'll bet. I'll bet. Well, in that case, it's little bit I've been given. How much? How much for the whole lot? Plus with the silk rope?
It's like, let's see. You're getting like 5 or 6 coins. Nothing too. I mean, like, just don't keep track of money. It's not a big fucking deal.
Sure. No, I'm just basically. We've got gold coins, and it's kind of like Spencer's trying to find a roundabout way to be like, well, I've got one of these I was given just in case, and like
Yep.
single like that's all he takes out deliberately, but is like for the tools and for the information.
Mm-hmm. Thank you for your time, stranger. Do feel
What
free
do-
to drop by again if ever you need to.
Absolutely. May you have a safe day.
Here's hoping.
Okay. I like 1 second. I'll get someone to help me with this, and it's like Professor Whackbat, would you help us with a few things?
10-4, X-Lax.
Shouldn't have gotten that damn book on truck signatures, and then goes and and a couple of provisions. So Whackbat, I give to you the shovel,
Mhm.
the sacks, and one of the 40-foot lengths of silk rope.
Lovely. What are we doing with these?
Just in case we need to climb and or descend anywhere upon the road,
Lovely.
and hold and these spikes to sort of demonstrate what the plan is.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
If needed, I can also use this
Okay.
rope as a fuse.
So that we have everything we need for abseiling.
All right.
Or you did mention like mountains or stuff like that. So
Oh yeah.
yeah, so we now have 80-foot worth of basically be needed for here's a shovel, some sacks, and 40-foot of rope. It's Professor Whackbat. They've seen far stranger. Best birthday ever.
Plus, I mean, we also have my cane, which can also be used as an additional tool as needed.
Yeah.
It's
Like
true.
I'm fully aware that we've got a lot. We're decked out with a lot of shit, but this is essentially like physical backup stuff.
Yeah. It's good to have redundancies. Havelock,
Cool.
meanwhile, has procured has just procured a lot of food and foodstuffs.
Nice.
Yep. Just many foodstuffs. So there's a lot of it's like a lot of it is mostly like hardtack and like cured meats and the occasional bits of fruits and hard cheese, but like, you know, stuff that'll last. And like some pastries here and there that should
Yeah.
last a little while.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Cool. Oh no, sorry. I want to find out what the doctor's up to.
That is a good question.
Mm-hmm. What has the doctor been doing during all of this?
Please say romancing the bar person. Please say romancing the bar person. Please say romancing the bar person.
Oh? Is the bar person cute?
Yes.
That's everything.
Here's a shovel, some sacks, and 40 feet of rope. Best birthday ever.
Yeah, yeah.
The doctor might be like bouncing around the other party members and like making a list of everything that's being acquired and basically doing inventory and occasionally returning back to the bar, probably to drink more and probably enjoy talking to someone normal
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
in a socially awkward way.
Yep.
It's nice to be perceived as normal sometimes.
It can occasionally be nice.
I'm practicing my etiquette on the other party members.
Oh boy. I'm excited.
Nice.
Snackutations, Herr Doctor. I am colloquially christened Dr. Whackbat. We shall be done henceforth with the vampires. Am tricky mayonnaise, forsooth.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm. Store brand hostility cakes for boarded and bearded from Chesapeake Bay to unknown Kadath. Anything?
Fascinating. Are you having a stroke?
So this is not. I may need to check the date on these guides. When in the devil was this published? What is New Jersey?
What's a New Jersey?
So, Spencer's curious about this and sort of goes, "Oh," and turns the book the other way up.
Ah, it was upside down.
Mm. Did the same thing before, almost summoned a crater into the Nebulous collection doing that, and then carries on.
Devious.
Mm-hmm. I go to find the cartographer.
All right. So, yeah, cartographer is in. Let's see.
I'm gonna go PRB real quick.
No rush. Take your time.
Y'all feel free to keep the ball rolling.
Oh, I plan to.
This
The
guide
cartographer.
indicates that a small fork is for salad. Who the devil eats with more than one fork?
Who the devil eats?
What?
Oh, am I cutting out for you again?
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Do you want to try going back to?
Sorry, I missed the punchline to that.
Oh, never mind. It's a shit joke. It's me, so you didn't miss it.
Still,
It's fine.
feels
This whole bit
bad.
is a little rough, but I'm sticking to it.
Yep.
Yeah.
I need to call a vampire something embarrassing.
Oh God. Yeah.
Capitalist if you want to get slapped.
Eh.
They might not see it as an insult. What would be worse?
Eh.
Mm,
These are the real questions.
I don't know. I feel like what you've got access to, maybe going back to the East Coast or going to the West Coast server might be a thing.
Yeah, I can give it a
But at
whirl.
the same time,
I mean, I could try
wonder
something
if you
real
have
wild and try like a European area. Just why
that's
the
what I
fuck
was going
not?
to say. Is like I don't doing a European sorts me out at the expense of everybody else.
Okay, so the exact regions I have are 4 in the US: West, South, East, and Central. I can do
Ooh.
Sydney, South Africa, Singapore, Russia, Brazil, Europe, Hong Kong,
Uh-huh.
India, and Japan.
Ah,
What?
yes, the 11
Wow.
genders.
Oh my god, that was my favorite thing in Bun's like fucking the stream of that Dark Souls 3 Bun Mastered or whatever. Ah yes, the
Yes.
2 genders, women and Canada.
It checks
Alright.
out.
Yeah,
I mean,
fuck it. We'll try Europe and see
lot of
what
maple
happens.
syrup. Which one have you gone for?
Just Europe.
Oh, okay.
That's
Just-
my option. Just Europe. All right.
Wait. How am I coming through?
You're coming through fine for now.
Okay. Pretty good. Pretty good.
How is everyone else coming through?
Can you cack my Nebraska cack flip?
What?
Hopefully everyone heard that and didn't understand it like the rest of us. Yes, you did hacking and backflipping. No, your sound levels are not botched. Yeah.
Yeah, no, everything's
Seems to be the
fine.
case. Everyone's coming through okay. We'll find
This
out. how
guide
much
may
I-
not actually be translating from English.
Yeah.
So yeah, the punchline to the joke was when he said, "Oh, that's who the devil eats
Mhm.
fork." At which point Spencer went, "Who the devil still eats just salad?"
Valid.
Mm-hmm.
Valid salad. I love you. Okay, cartographer person.
Yes, the cartographer is in. But yeah, no, they that's a person. They're helping with some of the restoration stuff right now, which is mostly just they're helping to clear out the occasional bit of rubble.
Okay.
Um,
Did I get their name?
why do you do this to me?
Because it's how you role play.
I know.
Make up a list. Make up.
I really should. James. Fuck it.
James.
Their name is James.
James Mason. No. Photographer named James.
Stop it.
So, does James have a surname?
Hmm.
The name is Nameson.
Names. James Namus. What the fuck?
James title deed.
If they have a surname, they didn't tell you.
It's it's James Whiskey.
What?
It's me imagining you looking at Jameson whiskey and with nothing else in your head, breaking the name up.
No. I'm not that bad.
Okay, so I go find James the cartographer.
Yes.
This is going to be very weird then, and sort of go like, excuse me, would you happen to be a cartographer of sorts?
I
Mm.
dabble.
I was at the general store, and I mean, if possible, something in the way of a map or some form of take with us. We're about to head out, and I've not been that way before. I've got some general information on what and various other things, but any additional help, always welcome.
I don't know why your internet in specific hates my internet. It makes me sad, Arcrat.
You're coming through crystal clear. That's the issue.
Yeah, that's what worries me. I'm getting specific. Like you specifically are like breaking up in weird places, and it's
Okay.
it's spooking me the
like-
fuck out.
I mean, yeah.
The dwarf
on my
named
one is always
name.
Amazing.
Spectacular.
I mean, it's one of those things that it always seems to be me going towards other people's but does that as well. It's like, yeah,
Hmm.
like don't like clearly.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Oh well. How badly did I break up for all of that?
Not the worst. I think I missed a couple of words here or there.
Well, like to give the thing again. Asked about maps. Asked about like getting additional, like dressed it up as needing additional info and
Yeah, also, maybe
Drop out the
try just
call and-
restarting your Discord overall. Like, find it in your Windows thingy, like in the little menu, and right-click, like, exit Discord completely and just restart the program. That might help.
So I don't use the Discord app. I use the browser.
Right. You do this as a browser thing.
Yeah. Always have.
I forget that sometimes.
Yeah, I through the thing. I'll be gone for a little bit longer, but Yeah,
couldn't hurt
let me-
to try it.
let me quickly. Right, hang
Yeah.
on. Let me quickly send you what I do as a PM, and then you can role play it until I come back on.
Okay.
It's not gonna be very long. I'm not gonna do it as a
Oh.
terrible thing.
Oh dear.
But,
The whole thing is buffering again. God damn it.
Oh, so it's not just me now.
Internet.
Yeah. So I'm gonna send this message. I'm gonna log off, and then I'll join you in just a second. So
Okay.
So
All right. In the meantime, who all is still around? And is the buffering still happening?
I am still here, and overall, you sound fine on my end.
Okay.
am I breaking up for you, AK, when speaking to you as well?
Yes, you have broken up a fair bit, yeah.
Okay.
Mm, concerning.
Right. I'm gonna close Discord. I'll be with you in just a second.
All right. No rush. All right. So. Yeah, let's all right. So, if this is what they have written down. Damn, you said James. I thought of James Baxter from Adventure Time and had to look that up. The fuck? That is an interesting set of events, WASD. All right. So what is the good Professor Whackbat up to these days?
The professor is trying to sort out good advice from bad from these guides he's sort of cobbled together. As soon as he knew we were coming to Innistrad, sort of did a bit of a panicked scramble to pull
Mm.
together what field guides and tourist guides type things he could.
Yep.
Results have been inconclusive thus far.
Give me a throw 2d6 and take the best. I have a bit of something that might be helpful. Maybe.
Is it bad that I? Oh, okay.
Ah. All right. So.
I was gonna say, is it bad that I don't want this roll to turn out well?
Yep. No. One of the books you're reading through does talk about the vampires in specific.
Mhm.
And it does mention that Innistrad's vampires aren't undead.
Okay. Now. Oh, sorry. I'll let you finish.
Oh, no. What was your question? It might be relevant.
So I was going to ask. So the vampires here are functionally aristocracy, yes?
Essentially, in certain areas, sort of.
Okay. And they tend to. I'm gathering that the perspective tends to be that they treat humans more or less as cattle, essentially.
Some of them are very openly like, yeah, we can't let the cattle. But most of them, like,
or
see
is it
themselves
is there
as
a more
having made
equitable
a
perspective out there?
Well, it's not equitable. Their perspective is very skewed, but some of them see themselves as like
Sure.
the guardians of the people, and
There's
like,
a benevolent side to it.
Yeah, they-
like, oh,
they
we're
feel
your
it's-
masters, but we're doing right by you.
yeah,
So,
there's this benevolence to it that
Um,
they perceive that very few people tend to.
So this
and-
is a fairly critical part of the etiquette that I'm trying to research here.
Mhm.
Do they expect subservience and or obedience? Is that sort of expected, like if we're going to be meeting with them, do they expect us to be bowing our heads and deferring to them and being very like deferential? If especially given that we are outsiders who can hold our own in a fight, like would they potentially see our forthrightness as some sort of threat? Like,
It generally depends on the clan and house, but
Fair
more
enough.
often than not, if they want to speak with you, then they will treat with you as equals, generally
Okay.
speaking. Also, there is one thing that it does make note of, and that is like,
Mhm.
just avoid getting kidnapped at all costs because you do not want to be king of the vampires.
I can't imagine a single member of our little party here, present and not present, would be remotely easy to kidnap.
Yeah, no.
So I'm not too
But,
worried about that.
Yeah, it does talk about
I'm trying to
the.
imagine anyone in this group getting kidnapped, and there's
I
no
don't-
circumstance in which that is not a huge fiasco.
I don't see it going well.
Yeah, good
Yeah.
fucking luck to the vampires trying to nap one of our dudes.
But yeah, the fucking it does mention in particular that this is something of a holiday for the vampires. Someone becomes like random people are kidnapped and made king of the vampires or queen of the vampires for 3 days, and they are given all of the absolute finest of things and are treated
then they're
utterly
attacked as well?
deferentially. Like, they will, like, vampires will just obey any request made for 3 days.
Mhm.
Provided that the only request they won't obey is to abdicate the throne. And then
Hot
at the end
but
of the 3 days,
suspicious.
and then they kill that person and share the blood around. And
Well,
that's,
we're supposed to go out.
yep, that's the holiday. Yeah.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. So, can you hear me okay?
That is correct, Moogle.
Yes.
Yep, so far.
Cool. Yeah, I'm watching the ping bounce wildly. EU server central, because I'm guessing that's the one you're on.
For
Mm.
now.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't like. I feel like there's only at some point I literally have to do something about my actual inbuilt internet.
I'll say.
Mhm. It's definitely hitching some more. Yeah. Unfortunately.
But it's only when we're like when I'm gaming with you all as well. It's such like a thing.
Hmm.
Let me-
Yeah, what the hell?
Let me try.
Discord
Let me
is
try.
being biphobic is what's going on.
Yeah.
Discord.
Fucking
Give me
hell.
a second to do one more thing.
Yeah, no worries.
Yeah, take your
Uh,
time.
But like you guys, keep everyone keep doing what they're doing because that will be
Sure.
what the thing is.
Try
So
this
part of the
again, see
reason
if it helps. Hmm?
about all of this is obviously, Whackbat and the party want to make a good impression
Mhm.
and get what useful information we can and things like that.
Mhm.
But Whackbat is also not one to simply automatically defer to aristocracy.
Yeah.
In spite of his British Empire heritage, he is not from a noble family, nor is his wife, and they don't readily cop to that sort of trappings. I might say might be the word for it.
Secret comrade Whackbat?
Secret comrade Whackbat.
Not quite like
Perfect.
it's just like there's a difference between being a gentleman and a nobleman, and Whackbat is all about being the former, but the latter gets a bit hoity-toity for his tastes.
Hmm.
And if in the event that he were to feel too like disrespected in the sense of like, I expect you to like be on your knees for me, sort of thing. He doesn't really take that. He's not going to
no.
stand there and be like, "Oh well, this is fine."
Yeah, no. That's
And I intend to. I don't intend to disrupt the proceedings, other than with the appropriate injection of gentlemanly humor. But in the event that things turn sideways, I just want to be prepared.
that's valid. The book doesn't go into too much more detail about stuff per se. Other than like hmm. Yeah, it does talk about that one holiday in particular, and that the vampires aren't undead. The apparently, according to this traveler, had spoken with several of the vampires who were, like willing to share a bit of knowledge here and there about their own view of the world, and a lot of them
let's
see
try
themselves
this.
as welcome back,
Sorry to interrupt. How am I coming through now?
coming through fine
So
now.
far,
Yeah,
so good.
that's pretty clear.
Okay, so as I said to Sue, like I had 3 browser tabs open. I've closed them. It wasn't running, but I've also closed like OBS. Basically, the only things I have up right now are this Twitch window, a couple of notepads, and the Discord app.
I'm
So
sorry.
if this is still, if this, it's not, hey, it's not you. It literally seems to be a Discord thing.
Maybe we swap to something else after this one? I don't know, Skype or some shit?
I mean, that's like genuinely, it was like night and day for the back half of the interviews I conducted, switching to Skype. I still stand by the belief that Discord just does far too many things for when you want to do something like this.
It's fair,
But
it's not like we can't keep the
I-
Dice Rolls channel open anyway.
yeah, I genuinely thought I genuinely thought it was just a me on my internet kind of thing. But I don't know.
Well, I'm hearing you crystal clear so far.
Okay, well I'll keep in mind that maybe.
Yeah, so far it hasn't broken up too bad.
Okay, cool. Actually, I'm really curious. I'm really curious. We talked about Streamlabs being. Whoa. Yeah. Okay.
Oh?
Yeah. Oh no! Wait. No. I mistook memory currently being used for CPU. No, it's fine. Yeah. Yeah. I saw like 26% memory and thought that was CPU. I'm like, the hell is
Jesus
Discord eating?
Christ.
Yeah. But no, it's 26 because I've got a Chrome tab open and Discord. So
Yeah,
it's like,
that'd
oh
do
yeah,
it.
there's tons of memory just going back and forth.
Web-based Discord has to rely on the browser's implementation of everything. The app can use whatever it wants.
Oh,
That's true,
That's
Reaganomicon.
right. Thank you very much. Did not know it. That's going to be exactly what it is then. I need to start. I need to. It's just so convenient, right? Okay, I'm done whining. Okay, yeah. So I asked. I don't know if you role played it, but I asked for information from the cartographer. Anything he had. For brevity's sake, is there anything I get out from the cartographer?
Alright, so yeah, I didn't play it out because we were talking about what the professor and doctor were up to.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, if you're talking to the cartographer, they're like, I dabble. Like to think I can make an okay chart.
Okay. They say it's like, well, whatever you can give, and sort of whatever's reasonable if the price isn't too high. Obviously in a bit of a bind, but have to look after the provisions going forward into the next areas.
Of course. They're like, come with me. I might have some charts I'm willing to part with.
Cool. So anything specifically they've got for the region, even if it's like in 2 parts or something? Because again, I don't know if they're amateur. They may have only got so far out there and made one and then made another.
Yeah, they're like, I've taken the occasional trip out that way, here or there, and yeah, I got Might like ripcord is slightly janky. You have a more reliable voice protocol. Huh. Interesting.
I'd be interested in any info on that, Reagan Elmacon, if you want to whisper message me any of that.
Mm-hmm. That would be cool.
I do want to look into, there's a couple of protocols you can use if you're a voice director or voice actor, like logging in for a call with clients. And of course, it's specifically designed for online voice-to-voice calls. So it's the kind of thing that I'm particularly interested in looking at.
All right. And in the midst of all this, yeah, they show you back to their place, and they've got like a pretty nice, like almost a drafting style table with like a lot of writing implements. Everything's very neatly organized. And they've actually got a chart that's clearly still a work in progress. And they're working from field notes and other stuff. They walk over to like they have one of those little cubby things with like rolled up pieces of parchment in different cubbies along one of the walls. Behind the desk, and pull out a few pieces of rolled up parchment or paper.
Great.
And spread them out, and they're not the prettiest, but they should certainly get the job done. They describe the lay of the land well enough. You've had to read worse maps.
Okay, perfect. Sort of ask them. So, on a scale of dangerous to safe, which parts of this do we actively avoid, and do you recommend from what you've done to go through?
Well, and if you're looking for safe, then I wouldn't recommend anywhere in this. I'm like, friend, this world ain't safe. But
of course, if I had my choice, I'd be somewhere entirely different. But if safe could be measured in no attacks to one attack a day, versus what happened last night being the oh dear end of the scale.
In that case, where are you trying to go? You're trying to get to through to
Zeal's Pass. Specifically avoiding, well, we're not planning on being in the center of Gaia's Reach, so that's another thing. But any way to avoid the Neil's Eye is welcome.
All right. Yeah, try Zeal Pass. It'll take you to the coastline. There are some cities around there that are pretty solid.
Okay.
Pretty fortified. It's coastline's a little weird. That's it's where is it? Where is the thing? That is it's Stromkirk territory, but the Stromkirks are fine overall. They're a little weird. But they don't like politics the way the other vampires seem to.
More of a, what's the word of choice here? More of an strength-based over politics?
Not so much. They tend to do patronage with people a little more easily, honestly.
Oh, I see. Yes, of course. Hierarchies and the political side of things, but if you don't buy in for that, you're much more likely to be amiable to trade and various. Yeah. Okay.
They're in the Nephalia region, which you'll need to pass through. going back. Nearly there now. There we go.
Mhm.
Yeah, you'll need to get through Zeal Pass to get to the Nephalia region.
Sure. Looking at the map they've given, is it clear
Hmm?
from like? Is it a case of Zeal's Pass is a straight line, or do we have to deviate and go through a load of stuff on the way to get to it?
Only one pass crosses the final zigzag of the Gyre. Zeal Pass is the only way to reach the sea from Stensia's inland valleys. The cliffs at the end of Zeal Pass descend for 1,600 feet, and the only way to get to the churning waters is to jump or to trek by foot or mule down a treacherous path of endless switchbacks, plagued by the geists of those who have died trying to do the same. That is the description it gives.
So what I basically cool. That's all good to know for Zeal's Pass itself. Basically, if we're at point A and we take the road to point B, is it literally straight line, or do we have to go through like the Wood of Despair, the Bear Trap of Anguish, and the Clown of Mystic Jokes?
I mean, it's
Yeah. How D&D is this trip to Zeal's Pass?
To Zeal's Pass, it's a pretty straight line.
Cool. Thank you. Right.
I am sorry.
No, it's cool. I did enjoy getting all that additional information on it, but I was kind of like, I just want to know how to get to the bar kind of state of things. Where Ulio Bibliotech.
Biblioteca.
Yeah. Cool. I like. Thank you. Cool. Got the information on like marked like how yeah. So how much for the maps?
He's like looking them over, shrugs. He's like, it was a few weeks of travel and work, but it's nothing I can't copy over again. These are copies of the original I've made. I'm not losing anything particularly. So, toss me a couple coins for the set.
Sounds good. Take a couple of coins, give them, and as I'm walking out, I'm already marking down, like big X, like do not go here, kind of thing.
Yup.
So, yeah, just basically like.
Find your cartographer, oh Valley of Plenty.
Very
good. I've already got like toss a coin to your reader over on my stream, so you know.
Perfect.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. I needed a name for like the thing of like I have bills to pay. What am I calling this? Toss a coin to your reader. That's perfect.
Absolutely, that is perfect.
Yeah. Yeah, okay, so yeah, I do that. I relay the information to the others about like we go here, we do this, we have to watch out for this. Not here, not here, not here. Fuck off with that one. There we're good. And it's more or less a straight line from here to Zeal's Pass once we leave the town.
Pretty much, yeah. It's a straight shot.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that last bit. That was me saying that to Havelock and the others.
Oh, okay. Huh.
Yeah.
Well, that's good to know.
Yeah.
And when we get to Zeal's Pass,
Geists, 1,600 feet down a cliff to water, treacherous path, so a lot of very careful movement through it.
Hooray.
But it seems to be the preferable of the options. And we've only got, between myself and Whackbat, there are 80 foot of rope, but if we're careful about moving down, I think if we stay on the path and possibly link each other with the rope, as opposed to scaling down, we can take the treacherous path and be a little carefuler. We've got spikes that we can use for anchoring, all the usual stuff to keep sort of moving.
It's
probably going to take us
a good time to mention that this limb is highly geared towards scaling sheer walls.
That is good to know. In that case, we might have more options.
All right. Well, then let's set off.
Adventure!
Adventure.
I'm filling in for Whackbat because they're away from keyboard for a minute.
All right.
AK's AFK.
Yup.
Nay.
Hmm. I'm trying to think, is there anything I could, like, eat real quick? Ah, no. It'll be fine. Can wait. So, yeah. You decide to set off. I assume everyone's carrying, like, the different things they'll need.
Yes, I have. Well, I'm guessing like. So you've got the food. I've got the sort of survival gear,
Mm-hmm.
and I've given some of that to Whackbat. Actually, hold on. I gave them. What did I give them? I gave them the hammer. So I gave them a shovel. Gave them 40 foot of silk rope. And oh no, I did give them a hammer as well.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, I gave them a sack. That was it. It was I knew there was something else on here, so I gave them one sack to them. Yeah, I'm carrying everything else. I have the map. Oh no, I have a couple of copies, so I can give a map to anybody else who wants a map, who doesn't have a way to like keep the info without a piece of paper.
Us all having like at least a basic copy of the map sounds like a really good idea.
That does sound helpful.
Yeah. So a sort of show like give a copy to the doctors. Like I don't suppose you can either make multiples or keep a photographic copy yourself, can you?
I absolutely am capable of replicating this.
Perfect.
And the doctor reaches into their pack and pulls out several pages to start working from. And
Awesome.
they basically equip a writing utensil, like probably some sort of a pin to each of the ends of their tentacle limb to
A
work
special
on
writing.
all simultaneously.
Perfect. Oh, back in a second. I've got to do something very quickly, but just
No
carry
rush.
on with what we're doing. I
Hell
basically
yeah.
like I make sure everyone's got a map, and then we set out. I guess.
Yeah? Sounds
Yeah.
good to me.
Hell yeah.
All right.
Proper constitutional.
Indeed. Oh, fuck. I just realized. Yeah. So the glamour does some very strange things when,
Oh god.
when the doctor does their tentacle limb thing, but what it amounts to is the doctor now has 3 arms from their elbow down. That seem to just be
Incredible.
moving independent of each other, and in ways that arms normally wouldn't be able to.
I fucking love it.
Yep. It's an entire time.
Oh man, for a minute, like I was expecting it to break the glamour when you brought it up, but no, it's better.
It's better. It's so much better. So yeah, once we all have maps available, it's time for the journey to begin. Once
Marvelous.
everyone is actually on the road properly. Havelock does take that opportunity once we're just on the road, out of sight of people. Generally, Havelock does take the time to really inspect the shotgun they got. So they have a nice over-under hunting piece.
Ooh.
What
Yep.
sort of ammunition for it?
Pretty standard 12 gauge. Though before you set out, Havelock did take the time to make some very special shells.
holy water, silver shavings, garlic cloves, white oak, the wikes.
Nope. None of those, I'm afraid.
Darn.
Oh, I'm getting a phone call. One sec. I'm sorry.
Wow, that was interesting.
I know, right?
Yeah.
One sec.
How's everybody doing?
Oh, tired as hell.
Oh,
Same.
It's a long ass work day.
yeah.
I'm
That's
also getting
fair.
kind of hungry.
That's okay. I think I feel like depending on when Nick's wrapping up, set it once we go adventure awaits and set out, then we'll wrap up the session.
I think we'll be wrapping up shortly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because we're at nearly it's midnight my time, which means
Alright,
it's
we're back.
probably 7 o'clock. Hello.
It's
Yeah,
7.
just after 7 on our time.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's also I've just heard that like the EA's gonna start announcing stuff, so the whole of like fucking Twitch might take a fucking nosedive again.
Oh, gods. Oh, no.
So let's. How about we just wrap up Raid into Bun and just fuck off?
You know what? Actually, yeah, us just setting off on our journey.
Yeah.
Yeah. Havelock, to be clear, like, Havelock made some special shells.
Mm-hmm.
They look a lot like the bullets that their, like, fucking weird sidearm uses.
Oh,
Nice.
Like, the casings are the casings are solid metal and like etched with runes all over and clearly meant to be used a bunch of times.
Quick sidebar. Hey, chat. If you could think of a better way to sum up, I'd like to see you try.
Yep. Yeah, no, less trouble next time might be good. I think we might swap to Skype, and I'm going to do a ton more research on Innistrad as a setting now, because I'm
Yeah.
actually having more
I'm
fun with
gonna-
it than I thought.
Thank you very much, Reaganomicon, as well, for sending that info across for Ripcord. I'm going to take a look at that, and if it seems pretty good, I'll send you the details as well, Nick, and we can maybe have a go at that if that's another option in
I'll
place
give it a
of Skype.
fucking whirl. Sure.
Yeah.
Watch
cool.
watch any of the bullshit disappear the second I end the stream, and then it just works fine. It doesn't cut
Yeah.
out for you at all. Naturally.
Of course.
All right, but yeah, let's raid into Lucky Bun, because why not?
Hell yeah.
Raid.
Oh, final thing. Are we setting out on foot, or do we? Are we setting out on foot, or did we get horses as well?
Up to you. Yeah, sorry it's a bit short today, but you know, we tried
all
some
good.
things, some science happened.
We tried so hard, we came so far, and in the end, it didn't really matter.
And that's okay.
Thank you for
It's
coming, chat.
is it
Team-
lucky?
His
Oh, it's
name
lucky
is-
underscore bun. Oops.
Yeah.
How is it not coming up as like, oh, there's a bunch of other people with massive fuck off numbers? Yeah, that's why kind of thing.
Yep.
So, yeah, lucky underscore bun.
All right, lucky underscore bun. All right.
Tune in next time for
So-
more collections of the Nebula. Wait, that's not the name of it.
All right. Well, thank you all for coming. It's been lovely.
Mhm.
And I hope you all had as much fun listening as we have doing this.
Yeah.
All
I
right.
really wish the raid counter was quicker. I hate the fact that it's like a 25-second like wait now or something for it to work.
Oh, I just haven't manually hit raid now. That's all me.
Oh, okay. No,
Aircraft, do you want to plug the podcast on Sunday?
Ooh.
yes, I do. So this Sunday, and I'll be talking about this on Saturday as well. You can join myself, the lovely AK, and the absent but fantastic Queen that is Yeen as we talk all things secured, contained, and protected on an SCP podcast. That's our chat, horrifying content. 8:30 p.m. British Standard Time, 3:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. There will be much to talk about, and we're really looking forward to it.
This
yes,
sounds
I'll put together a lesson
delightful.
plan.
Hell yeah.
And that you can find all of that at twitch.tv/rcrat. That's gonna be amazing. Please tune in for that if you can.
I also plan on streaming games more often, and everyone in this chat, like, you know, AK, Arcrat, Magi, you are all
Mhm.
more than welcome to join me.
Hell yeah! If I've got the time, you know I want to get
Oh,
involved.
yeah.
Kelly
Oh,
Flutter.
we've raided.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
All right. And
I'm just
that's
waiting. I'm just waiting for Bun to get to Rufus.
that's valid. My God, I gotta do more research on. Oh, right. And
Yeah.